Trump administration has said that they are going to go to a couple different places. The first place that they're going to go to next outside of DC, all right, outside of Washington, D.C., the first place that Trump said that they are going to go is to Memphis. I hear, all right, people have been telling me, I didn't get any official word or anything like that. I hear that the next place after Memphis is New Orleans. Woo! I bring it back from the bottom of the map. Whoa, day. I bring it back from the bottom of the map. Whoa, day. I bring it back from the bottom of the map. Whoa, day. So I hear that the next place after Memphis will be New Orleans. They're looking at St. Louis, New Orleans, so on and so forth, okay? But let me bring you up to speed. I want you to see the announcement that Trump made. I talked about this on Saturday. I did a live stream on Saturday. This is what Trump had to say about Memphis.
We're going to Memphis. Memphis is
that's the next city.
Deeply troubled. And the mayor is happy. He's a Democrat mayor. The mayor is happy. And the governor, Tennessee, the governor is happy. Deeply troubled. We're going to fix that just like we did Washington.
So, True Trucker says why he canceled Chicago. Did the YN scare him? I don't think that's what it is. You know what I think happened, True Trucker? I think that they were unappreciative. But it makes sense. And I had actually been saying for a long time that I didn't think that Trump should have went to Chicago either. Just let them continue to eat themselves. Let them be the first casualty and let Oakland be a casualty also, so you can use them as examples of why you need their help. I believe what is happening is that Trump pivoted and said, we're going to send ICE over to Chicago, but we're not going to stop the crime. What we're going to focus on is the governors and the mayors that actually want our help. I believe that that is exactly what it is that he's doing.
National Guard and anybody else we need. And by the way, we'll bring in the military too if we need it. But National Guard.
So that was Trump saying specifically that he was going to be in Memphis next. Now, the black mayor of Memphis is trying to walk between a rock and a hard place. And one of the things that he's been getting lately is he's been getting pressed, specifically by MSNBC. Some people seen the clip that I posted on the Anton Daniels channel. This is him. I'm going to play this live for y'all because I want to react to this live. This was the people over at MSNBC trying to press him over Trump coming in with the National Guard and over him not necessarily objecting about it.
Mayor of Memphis, Paul Young.
Mayor Young, if we can just start with some clarity.
I'm going to just be 100% honest with y'all. Can I be honest real quick? I'm not going to do it. Let's go ahead and continue on with the show.
I've talked to a lot of mayors across the country. I've talked to Muriel Bowser of Washington, D.C. We've spoken with Mayor Johnson. I'm wondering, all the mayors say the same thing. They say,
oh my God, you read my dog. No, not that. Oh, I thought you had said something else. I was about to say, you read my mind, dog. Man, that is Magic Johnson's son. That is EJ, bro. That's EJ all day long. That's EJ, bro. That's EJ all day long. Every time I see this raging liberal, the only thing I can think of is EJ. I don't know why. I don't even think about Magic Johnson or Magic Johnson's son. Last time I talked about Magic Johnson, like in an interview, it was with the Flint city councilman that I did the last interview with, because he actually went to school with Magic Johnson. Every time I see this raging liberal, for whatever reason, I just think E.J. Johnson. That's Magic Johnson's son. Y'all got to stop. All right. I know y'all got this look that y'all going for, but y'all look just like the little boys. Let's continue.
Hey, look, we want the federal resources from the federal government, and that the federal government
Monique, what am I? Boy, I'm telling you, am I off or am I off?
cut the budgets. Do you want the National Guard in your city?
No, we definitely want a partnership with the federal government on providing the resources that we need. We have seen significant reduction in crime over the last 2 years, and we want to keep that trend going. And
somebody get in touch with the Memphis mayor. I want to interview the Memphis mayor myself. I don't want to sit here and keep looking at these people. I got clout now. I want to interview the Memphis mayor myself.
We feel like those resources that can be invested in things like the prevention and intervention, and the groups that we have out on the streets that are working with these individuals and changing the course of their lives. That's one way. And also investing with our law enforcement partners. That's the way to really change the course of crime in our communities. But we understand that a decision has been made that the federal government and the governor want to send the National Guard. And our goal is to make sure that we have an opportunity to work with them and align what their activities look like when they come into this community.
He is the perfect Democratic mayor. I ain't even gonna cap. I don't know about the job that he's doing over in Memphis because he's not a loud mayor. But what I do know is that he's effectively being a politician. He is straddling the line and saying, oh, no, we don't really want them to come here, but we understand that it's already on its way. And so instead of fighting it, we got to figure out how we can hold it down. We want to work with them. He's not directing the police like Brandon Johnson in Chicago not to do it, not bringing out the salt trucks, not parking all on the street so that he could try to prevent the National Guard from being there. He said, listen, man, they already coming. It's not that we necessarily want them to, because he got to please both the liberal voters that got him in office, while at the same time he really want to stop the crime inside of his community. Hey, I don't have no choice. The governor said that this is what we going to do, and so this is what we going to do. We got to figure out how to work effectively with the federal government. And MSNBC is aggravated. They don't like that. They don't like that. They don't like that. They want him to be angry. But see, this is what bipartisan, working together, trying to fix the community looks like. This is what it looks like when you start to embrace both sides. It's not that every side has every answer. There's plenty of y'all that got mad at me because I didn't necessarily agree with everything that the conservative said. Plenty of y'all got mad at me on this live stream. And that's okay. I agree with a lot of what Republicans say, but at the same time, listen, we're better together than we are apart. And if the goal is to stop crime, I don't really understand why that's a bipartisan thing. Listen, Democrats, Republicans, this should not be a political issue. Stop crime. Prevent people from killing each other. Get in there. Use our resources for doing what it is that we got to do. I think that he's probably on to something. If Brandon Johnson was smart, he would work with the federal government in order to make sure that they have a good relationship, so that what? So that when the National Guard leaves or whatever assignment that's done, then he can continue to get that federal funding. Trump is not threatening to pull funding from people that are working with the federal government. He's threatening to pull funding from people that continue to oppose what's best for the American people. The American people voted. This is what they want. They want to fix their communities. So when you start to work with people, listen, we got to get this federal funding and we need to fix this crime. So how do we solve for both problems? That is what leaders do. I don't know a lot about the Memphis mayor. I'm just going based off of what I see. What leaders do is they build relationships so that they can solve problems. Being a leader, whether you're in corporate America or whether you're in your own household, you figure out how you can solve problems. And so sometimes that calls for you to put your ego down. Somebody told me over the weekend, they said, why do you think that I'm hiring right now? Somebody sat me down over the weekend. I'm going to be absolutely honest. They said, listen, Anton, you missing out on money. You know that, right? I said, what you mean? You don't like to let stuff go. You like to do it yourself. You feel like you're the only person that could do it or whatever, so on and so forth. Anton, you supposed to be over here. You got to take care of this. You got to take care of this. And you need to set yourself up for what's happening in 5 to 10 years. And you can't do that. You need to expand the team. Stop being so stingy and start spending some money. You're right. You're right. All right. So what I got to do? What do you think? Let's go through this with a fine tooth comb. Let's figure out how it is that we need to manage this thing and quarterback this thing. Good counsel. Good counsel. Went through, talked to some other people from the team, went through and then talked to some other people that was a part of my accounts and stuff like that. I said, listen, what do you think about this idea? Because I always got to get a witness. I always have to get a witness. I always got to get a witness. And every single thing that I do, I get a witness. Hey, what do you think about this idea? Hey, what are your thoughts on this? They said, tell me the pros and the cons, this and that and this and that. And so I go through and I get a witness and I talk to God about it. I said, you know what? This is the move. This is it right here. Let me figure this out then. Never too prideful to solve for a problem. My goal is to figure out or to surround myself with people that can help me do the thing that's best for my people. His people, as a Memphis mayor, is the people in the city. What happens when you fix the city and you get better public safety? Well, guess what? First of all, you get more federal funding because they see that you're actually making progress and they don't just want to throw money at the wall. The second thing that happens, more people start to move in because they have safety in their community. The third thing that happens, then you start to have businesses seeing that they can do business in that community, and then they start to bring in their dollars, their investment dollars. It becomes a vehicle for stability within the region and within the community. But if you can't work with somebody, if your only thing as a leader is to say, I oppose you, I oppose you, I oppose you, instead of saying, how can we? You are a bad leader. Flat out, you are a bad leader. I know y'all think that these revolutionists and all of this stuff, these people is just throwing this whole city into chaos. They're throwing the cities into chaos. You have to learn to work with other people. Sometimes people that you don't even like because they have great ideas. They just so happen to have a great idea. You know what? They own to something now. Let's go ahead and hear them out.
Mr. Mayor, help me understand, because I'm a little bit confused. How long has the Republican governor of the state of Tennessee been the governor?
I think Governor Lee has been in office for about 7 years. Next year will be his last year.
7 years. Yeah. 7 years. And he's...
I want y'all to look at the title of this. This is from MSNBC. It says, Memphis mayor pressed on what the guard would do in his city. That is the name that they put, the title that they put on this clip on YouTube. MSNBC put, Memphis mayor pressed on what the guard would do in his city. They eat their own when you start looking at things objectively and saying, okay, does this work for the city and the citizens or no? Most politicians are slaves to the network instead of being servants to the people.
Just noticing now that Memphis has a crime problem, so much so under his watch, he did nothing about it. I'm really helping me understand how, before you get to federal resources, as a former state official, statewide official, lieutenant governor of my state, I know that if there was a particular area that had to deal with crime, and certainly there were parts of Maryland that did, The first call for help was not from the federal government. It was working with the city.
As Lieutenant Governor, Baltimore fell further into disrepair under his leadership too. Just want to say that.
Working with the county, working with the municipalities to create solutions in our state. And if it was beyond our capacity, sir, then maybe we would call for federal help. But so I don't understand what's different. It wouldn't have anything to do with the fact that Memphis is a largely black municipality, would it?
Yeah. So Memphis is the largest majority black city in the nation. It's something that I wear.
And that's one thing that he said that he was wrong about. Memphis is not the largest black majority city in the nation. It's not. Nope. Memphis has never been the largest black. Memphis comes second to Detroit. And then after that, I believe it was, I don't remember what the other one is. Memphis has never been the largest black majority city in the United States of America. It's always been Detroit. Always been Detroit.
As a badge of honor, and I think it's something that we should be proud of. I will say that Governor Lee, certainly he can speak for himself, but I will say that they have been partners with the city on a number of initiatives they've supported with Tennessee Highway Patrol, helping us on our interstates, and they provide significant funding in the form of violent crime intervention funds that help with some of those intervention and prevention strategies that I talked about. I'll have to let him speak to his position on the National Guard itself. But my goal as mayor of the city is to make sure that whatever decisions that are made that are outside the control of me as mayor, that we figure out how to turn it into a win for our community. And that's my goal in this situation.
He did not like that answer. He did not like him bigging up the governor and saying, hey, they helped us on the highway patrol. They helped us to target this. They helped us on that. They helped us on this. He did not like that, and this guy just broke it down, and he did it respectfully. He didn't even seem like he was breaking him down. He did. You said I'm off, it's not Detroit? I'm off, it's not Detroit? Well, let's figure it out. Let's find out. I'm off. All right, okay. It's a simple search. It's nothing major. We could figure it out. Let me make sure I expand my screen. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's figure it out. Largest black majority cities in the country. Well, according to Gemini and AI, it says the largest majority black cities in the United States of America are Detroit, Michigan, and Jackson, Mississippi. Followed by South Fulton, Georgia, Memphis, Tennessee, Birmingham, Alabama, and so on and so forth. $639,000 black people. Here, let's deeper dive into AI mode. Why don't we? Maybe I'm off. Determining the largest majority black cities can be based either in the highest percentage of black residents or the largest absolute number of black residents. Data from the U.S. Census Bureau is typically used in these rankings, with the most recent full census occurring in 2020. According to the 2020 census, with cities over 100,000 residents have the highest proportion of black residents. South Fulton is 93% black. Jackson is 80.45. Detroit is 80.38. Birmingham, Memphis is only 63%. Okay, so this is broken down by the percentage above 100,000 people. And so for every 100,000 people, there are 90, or for every 100 people, 93 of the people are black in South Fulton, Georgia. Now, where does the majority of black people live as far as the entire population? How many black people is in one area? I'm assuming that probably is Detroit, and that's why they were ranked number 1. How many people is in South Fulton? So South Fulton only have 112,000 people total. So as of 2024, it used to have, in 2016, 95,000 people. As of the 2024 census estimate, 2020 census, it had 170,000 people. 2024, it had 112,000 people. How many people are in Detroit? So Detroit has a population of about 645,000 people. Atlanta has 520,000, which is different than the Atlanta metro area. Cleveland have 365,000 people, the population itself. So there you have it. There is the context, and that's why they say Detroit is the city with the largest population of black people, because 80% of the people in Detroit are black and they have a higher population than South Fulton. But if you're talking about cities over 100,000, as far as the percentage of people that are black in there, then it would be South Fulton. And there you have it. All right. So now that we have the full context, first of all, I don't know why he said Memphis is the largest population of black people. That is false. That is 100% false. But more importantly, you were wrong in saying that it wasn't Detroit. It absolutely is Detroit. And for a long time, Detroit has largely always been known as the largest majority of black people of residents in a city. All right, let's continue.
I want you to take a listen to what the mayor of Shelby County, Tennessee, had to say about this news.
To have individuals with military fatigue, semi-automatic weapons, and armored vehicles patrolling our streets is way too far. It's anti-democratic and it's anti-American. The way you can take away democratic liberties is to make sure that people don't have a way to protest. And the way you do that is to patrol the city with military personnel. The other way is you stifle the military in such a way that the military begins to comply even when the orders are unlawful.
Mayor Young, do you share those concerns?
Well, I think there are many in the community that are concerned and they're scared. They want to know how things are
DC, Washington, D.C. is known as Chocolate City, not Detroit.
Going to look in our city if and when this takes place. And so my goal as mayor is to make sure that we continue the dialogues with the governor and with the federal government to make sure that we have a clear understanding of where they're going to be patrolling, what are they going to be wearing, what times will they be assigned for the work. Those are all dialogues that we're looking forward to having over the next week or two as we get deeper into this discussion.
Mayor, I guess I'm just wondering, what in Washington, D.C., where, the chairman and I, we live in D.C. I'm in New York right now with Ms. Menendez here. But in Washington, D.C., the National Guard is picking up trash. They are literally, ANC commissioners have sent out emails asking for suggestions from the citizens of the district about what beautification projects the National Guard can participate in. So what exactly can the Guard do for you in Memphis, Tennessee? Like you got a trash problem? I thought some of the things that you have been working on in terms of working with the violence interrupters, talking to the gangs, those kind of things are things that I'm familiar with that you have been engaged on, that have worked to bring to try to get your arms around the issue of crime in your city. What is the National Guard going to do for you? And I'm asking in this way because I hear you saying it's your understanding they're coming, but what they go.
Mika, I hear you said you wish you would shut up. You wish EJ would shut up. Don't worry about it. I think he gonna answer this one pretty good also.
Do when they get there.
Well, I mean, we're still working to figure that out, but I certainly have a list of things that I think they could help with. We do have issues with blight in our community, and if there's a way for them to help support our team on that front. We have a deficit of about 300 to 500 officers that we need. And while they won't be serving in a law enforcement capacity, there may be things that they can do on major events and help coordinate traffic and things like that when we have big crowds, as we get into football season with the University of Memphis or Grizzlies game. So I think that as we have conversations, we can certainly find ways to use their support to back up the efforts of our Memphis police.
They don't like that. First of all, perfect answer. Perfect answer. Because she tried to make it seem like, well, what are they going to do there? He said, listen, we got a list of things that we need help with. We down 200 to 300 police officers. We need help with this. We got a light of blight in our community. We doing this. They don't like. I'm surprised that MSNBC even put this clip up. I'm surprised that MSNBC actually put this clip up. Is it a real her? I think that's a real her. So shout out to the Memphis mayor. I'm going to try to reach out to him and see if I can get him on the show sooner rather than later, but we'll see how that plays out.